From across the miles, far from home, they have come. Whether from brickyards or big cities, it all comes down to here and now. Mile-high aspirations and dreams add fuel to the fire. Hard work and history hone both spirit and skills. School pride is the heartbeat. Winning is the goal. The time has come to bring out the best. To shine bright under the big lights. To fight back winter's cold and howl in victory. Because now, the pinnacle is within reach. At the summit, a champion's crown awaits. But there's only room for one at the top. Midcoast Sports Network presents the Summit League at the Falls. Who's it gonna be?
All right, final first round game here in the Summit League Championships. On the men's side, Oral Roberts taking on IUPUI. Starting lineups presented tonight by Dakota Land Honda dealers. IUPUI Kufu Naji is one of their seniors. Marcellus Barksdale leads them in scoring at 9.7 points a game. Nobody on that IUPUI team more than 10 points a game this year. Obi Emegano is a junior for the Golden Eagles, averages 18 points a game. He was a first-team All-Summit League player this season for Scott Sutton. More than 300 wins there as the head coach of the Golden Eagles. And Jason Gardner in his first season as the head coach of the Jaguars. National Player of the Year when he was at Arizona. Played with the Wildcats in the 2001 National Championship game. Lost that year to who, Brad Newitt?
The Duke Blue Devils got him that year, but what a great career he had as a player, and now aspiring on the coaching side. Like we talked about in the open, I think he's done a great job instilling a lot of energy and toughness into this IUPUI team.
Jaguars are the 6th seed this year. Oral Roberts comes in as the 3 seed. A little scrap on the tip, and it comes away to Aaron Young, a sophomore out of Edmond, Oklahoma. And Megano popping out on the wing here. Bobby Word in the starting lineup the last 2 games to replace Corey Bilberry. And here is Word. Marion Harris and Donnell Henderson. Here's Henderson. Really strong at 6'7" with some spring. Shot clock down to 5 here on the opening possession. Henderson going after it. So is Josh James for IUPUI, and it's going to go over to the Jaguars.
I think a key matchup in this game is going to be watching who is guarding Obi Emegano on this defensive end for IUPUI. And Mason Archie got the assignment to start out with. They're going to put some size on him. 6'5" at Archie. That's him with the basketball right there.
So this is the 11th different starting lineup of the year for IUPUI. Talk about a hard team to game plan for if you're the other team.
Well, they've had 11 different players lead them in scoring in a game as well, and it's come from a variety of players.
Barksdale gets cut off there off the hands of Naji, and the Jaguars give it away on their first possession.
I think things, though, do start with Barksdale on the offensive end for IUPUI. You can tell he's a guy that's really kind of starting to take a lot of ownership, especially here down the stretch of the season, averaging almost 20 points a game in his last 4. He's become their go-to guy of late.
Henderson at the Bobby Word, is a very good 3-point shooter. Corner 3 there by Darian Harris, a redshirt freshman, no good. Najee's been kind of a mystery, one of the various mysteries on this IUPUI team all season.
He's been up and down and has been battling some injury of late. Hasn't scored in the last 4 games, didn't play in 2 of those 4.
This is Davron Williams, led the Summit League in field goal percentage this year. Barksdale to Williams. Josh James on a tap, and he will go to the free throw line. A foul going to go on Darian Harris of Oral Roberts.
Well, IUPUI, they're a team that's going to miss a lot of shots. They only shoot 43%. They get on the O glass very well. Average over 10 offensive rebounds a game. And so Oral Roberts has got to make sure they get a body on, especially the 4 and the 5 men for the Jags.
James gets him on the board. And again, nobody more than 10 points a game this entire season for IUPUI. Barksdale was just under that. But you got Williams at 8 a game, and Archie at 8 a game, and Najee at 7 a game.
Good energy in this possession right here by IUPUI defensively.
Aaron Young, nice job just to get it out of there. Shot clock down to 10 again. Bobby Word can't get that off, and Amegano is going to handle here with the shot clock down to 3. It's by his man and goes strong, and a blocking foul as 3 bodies hit the floor. Shot clock was at 1, and the foul is going to go on Marcellus Barksdale, 22 here for IUPUI.
If you're IUPUI, that's not a guy you want to see getting in foul trouble. Barksdale, so he tried to come over and take that charge, but late shot clock, there's no doubt who's getting the ball if you're Oral Roberts. This is the guy you want to have controlling the offense if it comes down to crunch time and you need some points. And Omega is so good at getting to the foul line.
Barksdale will start it. Here's Kufu Najee. He's got a good pull-up jump shot game. Davron Williams, nicely run set that time. Josh James couldn't get it down, though, and it comes away to Aaron Young.
That's kind of been IUPUI's problem this season. Don't get good looks like that. They just haven't been able to convert at high enough clip.
Yeah, that was Williams at the other end, their highest percentage shooter. Couldn't get it down, and Oral Roberts gives it right back, though.
This is a nice double team coming from the backside. And they get Donnell Henderson on his heels and then get him to shuffle his feet. And you'll see this IUPUI team, Tom, they're going to take some chances defensively. They'll be aggressive with some double teaming action, some traps once in a while.
Mason Archie for 2. One of the handful of transfers on this team, transferred from Davidson.
He's a kid that's playing well of late, in addition to what Barksdale's been able to give him. It's kind of been Barksdale, Archie, showing a little bit of consistency in their last 4 games.
Double on Henderson again. Aaron Young for 3.
With the loss of Corey Bilberry and some of the lineup changes that Scott Sutton's made, he has really inserted more shooters into his lineup. Young, one of them, Bobby Word also alongside him at the guard position.
Najee on the follow away, and Davron Williams going after it. He knocks it out. First sub for the Golden Eagles is Brandon Conley. Najee goes out for IUPUI, and DJ McCall, a freshman out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, on for IUPUI.
Well, IUPUI has excellent size on the perimeter. You can see they're going to go to their bench there, bring off McCall at 6'5", so they can use their length.
The foul underneath on Donnell Henderson, and Oral Roberts doesn't get a shot off again this time down, but Golden Eagles off to a 5-4 lead here on IUPUI.
The Summit League Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament on Midcoast Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort and Dakota Land Honda.
Beautiful downtown Phillips Avenue in Sioux Falls. Fan Cam this year brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings and the Denny Sanford Premier Center here, hosting this event for the first time this year. 7th year now that Sioux Falls has been the host of the Summit League Championships. And Oral Roberts coming in as the 3 seed this year, finished behind South Dakota State and North Dakota State at the top of the standings. Aaron Brennan has come in here for IUPUI. Jaguars on the season, Brad, they get 45% of their points per game from their bench. And Davron Williams going to work inside. First 2 for him.
Williams is a player that they can really play through inside. I mean, he shoots at a very high percentage. You mentioned almost 60% leading the Summit League. See if they can get him some touches in the post.
Bobby Word has hit some big threes this year for Oral Roberts. Rebound down to Williams.
Williams setting the ball screen for IUPUI and rolling into the post. Every player on this IUPUI team, except for one, 6'4" or taller. So they've got plenty of size they can attack Oral Roberts with.
Williams went up inside. He got Donnell Henderson in the air. Then Brandon Conley got the block, and they call a held ball. And it will stay at this end for IUPUI with the shot clock at 10. And on the inbounds, Williams taps it, makes the save, avoids the over and back. Wouldn't go down for Barksdale, and Donnell Henderson with a rebound. Here goes Aaron Young.
Let's see if Oral Roberts tries to get Obiamegano a touch here. He's got 2 points. Those both came from the foul line. This is him trying to post up on the ball side. Nice job. Mason Archery trying to make it tough for him to catch the basketball, but did foul.
Brian Shawn is on the sidelines again this evening. What's going on, Brian?
Marcellus Barksdale is one of those guys that has really been key for Jason Gardner his first year. And I talked to one of the assistant coaches, Matt Crenshaw, about his development. And he said he's finally starting to learn to play within himself and take good shots. And he's always had the athleticism, comes from a very good family tree. His late father, Val, was a safety at the University of Tennessee on the football team, and his aunt actually was a track star at Tennessee and was a member of the 1989 U.S. Olympic team. So he certainly comes from a pretty good stock and is certainly helping this IUPUI team down the stretch.
All right, thanks, Brian. Barksdale, a junior out of Lexington, Kentucky, a little strong on the jump shot that time. After the 3 at the other end by Bobby Word. And then Word with Barksdale jumping out at him, turns it over. Here's Bobby Word. At 3 at the other end. Oral Roberts has hit 2 threes on its first 4 from long range. IUPUI won't take a lot of threes, haven't taken one yet. Freshman working in, and Brandon Conley skying for the rebound. That is Albert Owens, Big Albert, a freshman, 44 here for Oral Roberts. Conley a tap on the backside, but Barksdale the other way for IUPUI.
You can see there that shot attempt by Owens. Sometimes a little jittery in the post. Didn't look smooth there at all.
Barksdale still going at it. Conley over along with Owens, and a foul will go against Brandon Conley.
This is the 3rd offensive rebound for IUPUI. They're just 2 of 10 in this game, so they're not shooting a high percentage. They are trying to get on the O glass, and that's kind of how they've had to play this year offensively, Tom. They're the least efficient offensive teams in the country when it comes to like points per possession, things like that. So they need to try to squeeze as much out that they can.
Jags have hit 2 of their first 10 shots, and 1 out of 2 for Barksdale. Leo Sveti, a redshirt freshman, on for the first time here for IUPUI. Here's Imegno again, hasn't had a field goal attempt yet. And rebound down to Davron Williams.
Those are the shots that IUPUI wants to force Imegno into taking. Contested, follow-away jumper, hand in your face, where the Jacks can be in great defensive rebounding position.
Davron Williams backing in on Albert Owens, and 4 for Williams.
He's not the most skilled player in the world, Williams, but when he can seal inside and use his body's 6'7" frame, you can see he can finish.
Megano got loose for the 3, but he is 0 for 2 from the field. Barksdale going to go right to the rim, and Megano up for the rebound. Well, a lot of great athletes flying around, Brad, but nobody making any shots right now. Just 3 of 12 from IUPUI, 2 of 8 for Oral Roberts. Aaron Young gets that down, and he got fouled by Sveti.
Young, one of those players that he can get it going from the perimeter. He's had a few hot games, had 10 points, and their big win over Denver in their last one. Shoots 42% from 3. His main game, though, is get the dribble penetration, kick to open teammates, and a nice job running the point guard position for this Oral Roberts team down the stretch.
Aaron Young's got 6. Jabbar Singleton in for Young. And the Jaguars here, DJ McCall will bring it up. Been right at the rim, just only 3 of the first 12 shots have gone down for IUPUI.
Certainly plenty of athleticism. Maybe a little lacking in the skill department so far here.
Off the hands inside of Davron Williams. Donnell Henderson just checked back in, and he's up and in. 9 points, 5 rebounds a game this season for Donnell Henderson, one of their seniors. They got 2 seniors on this ORU team right now. This is Leo Sveti. Whistle underneath, gonna go a foul on Donnell Henderson, and Oral Roberts behind Henderson's 2 out to a 4-point lead.
The Summit League Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, your Heartland Chevy team dealers, and the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Midway through the first half, Oral Roberts up by 4. That last foul on the Golden Eagles was on Donnell Henderson, his 2nd. He goes out, and Adrian Weber 22 in the post now for Oral Roberts.
The big thing there is Oral Roberts loses some size and bulk in the interior. See if that affects them on the defense and the rebounding.
This is Brennan on the turnaround, and Aaron Brennan, a freshman out of Noblesville, Indiana. First two for him.
He's a very skilled player. Shoots a high percentage, had a great game in their last win, or excuse me, their loss against Omaha at 14.6 boards. And in a game where IUPUI is struggling to get the basketball in the hoop, maybe 45 can get it going for them.
Now, Oral Roberts won its last two games of the regular season. IUPUI won one and then lost in double overtime to Omaha to round out the regular season. Here's Najee back on. And Kufu Najee with his first two, named after an Egyptian pharaoh, according to the game notes.
He's got a flair for the dramatic out there, and he's a player though. He can get hot and he can get it rolling. That's his first basket in 5 games there.
Now when Megano went to the floor that time, Mason Archie is on IUPUI-Megano right now. Got away with some heavy contact that time, and Jabbar Singleton in with a three for the Golden Eagles. They've hit 3 threes now on 7 shots.
Well, that's gravy for them. Anytime they can get the three-pointer to get going in succession. Especially from a player like Singleton who doesn't shoot a lot of those.
Here is PJ Boutte at 5'9". Creates some excitement though for the Jaguars.
He's an anomaly on this roster, because we mentioned everyone else is 6'4" or taller, but you take kind of the water bug out there that they'll insert in.
Justice Standback has also checked in. Najee just hit from right there. And back-to-back for Kufu Najee.
Great job by Aaron Brennan, drawing some defense to him and kicking it out to the wide-open Najee there. That's good ball movement.
Both teams picking up the shooting a little bit here in the last couple times down the floor. IUPUI-Megano still 0 for 2 from the field. He's got those 2 free throws, and that's it so far.
I think Archie's size, 6'5", is doing a lot to slow him down.
Brandon Conley. Offensive spurt from both teams. Najee just faked everybody out with the head and the ball fake, and he's scored 6 straight for IUPUI.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Streaky player that when he gets it going, can play with a lot of confidence. He had a calf injury that kept him out of a couple games. Started the last game in their home game just because he was a senior, but really didn't play any significant minutes against Omaha.
Najee on a Megano and a quick double from Standback. That leaves Adrian Weber out there, and Jabbar Singleton swing it one more time to Bobby Word. Adrian Weber had it rejected by Standback, and it's out of bounds, going to stay at this end of the floor with 7:49 to go.
Well, it's been a back-and-forth game so far. Both teams getting it in the post and trying to get it going. Najee pulling up for the Jags. And right back at you. Singleton draining the 3.
The Summit League Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament on Midcoast Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort and Dakota Land Honda. The Summit League Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament on Midcoast Sports Network is presented by Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort and Dakota Land Honda.
Golden Eagles by a point here, 7:49 to go in the opening half, excuse me. And Elijah Ray coming on for the first time for IUPUI. He'll be the 12th man to hit the floor here for the Jaguars. Darian Harris, who started the ball game, back on for Oral Roberts. Here's Singleton. Obiamegano still out there, and he's got Mason Archie chasing him right now.
Just 2 points for Amegano, and he averages 18.
All right, the winner of this game gets North Dakota State in the semis tomorrow night. Let's go to Brian Sean.
Guys, thanks very much. The NDSU men's basketball team is here and taking a peek at who they're going to possibly face tomorrow night. You'll notice the Bison men are wearing these fluorescent green shirts tonight, and that is in support of Ray, North Dakota high school basketball team. A tragedy a couple of weeks ago. 3 players were killed in a car accident, and the whole state has rallied behind this team as they have continued to play on without their 3 teammates. And NDSU and Dave Richmond has been very supportive and wanted to make sure that those folks back in Fargo and throughout the entire state are still thinking about those young men.
All right, thank you, Brian. Ray, North Dakota, small town up in northwest North Dakota by Williston. Darian Harris stumbling out of bounds, and Golden Eagles with 5 turnovers now here. And just some tough defense on the baseline.
It is. I mean, just trying to go places where there isn't any room. And in a game like this, it's a lower possession game. 5 turnovers is something that's starting to mount here for Oral Roberts. And these teams starting to get a little more rhythm, though, offensively. IUPUI started out the game 2 for 10. Hit 5 of their last 6 shots.
Najee hit those baseline jump shots and goes good again. Lefties are smooth, Brad Newitt. Najee's got 8 now, and he's made 4 out of 5 shots.
No, he is playing with a lot of confidence here tonight. Had a chance to talk with him a little bit during their shoot-around this morning, and he was really looking forward to playing in the Premier Center and on this floor, because he's been a player that's been a part of several other Summit League tournaments on this IUPUI team.
Aaron Young had it blocked out there. Shot clock still at 16 for the Eagles. Imegano going up, and a reach-in foul on Najee will be his first. But Imegano going back to the free throw line. I don't know, you kind of take that. You don't. I always thought if a guy was going to get on a hot streak, or if you didn't want him to get on a hot streak, just crack him on the arm once in a while. Keep him off balance a little bit.
So you weren't afraid to rough people up, then? Is that what you're saying?
That's my point.
Yeah, exactly. But Najee's a player that's been in rhythm. Imegano has been a player that hasn't been in rhythm in this game. He has not hit a field goal. Did get that free throw to go. He's 3 for 4 from the foul line. That's his only contributions offensively. And if IUPUI can continue to do that, with that kind of defense on Oral Roberts' star player, they're going to stay in the game.
Good look from Davron Williams to Elijah Ray, who was fouled. Butte kicked it ahead. Davron Williams to Ray. And the foul was on Imegano, his first.
IUPUI, they were ready for that kind of 3-quarter trap after the made free throw. Broke it beautifully and then attacked. Look at this IUPUI team. I mean, they've played several close games against some of the top teams. Nearly beat North Dakota State on their home floor in Indianapolis. should have beat this Oral Roberts team in Tulsa, lost that game in overtime. Oral Roberts made up a 5-point deficit in about the last 28 seconds of that one to force OT.
That was one of the games Bobby Word hit a big three-pointer at the end. But still, yeah, despite all that, IUPUI with one win in the league last year, and they got 6 of them this season.
And I think the key for Jason Gardner in moving this program forward is to continue with the momentum they established this year. Certainly it's going to start in some of the areas of recruiting and just player development improvement in the offseason.
Jags running it, and Magino again.
Getting the basketball out of his hands.
Shot clock was down to 2, and Aaron Young on the pull-up.
Oral Roberts getting some contributions from others besides Magino, but you're seeing why the game is staying close, and now Oral Roberts is going to go 2-3 zone here.
Aaron Young's got 8 right now to lead Oral Roberts. Elijah Ray kicking it out to Mason Archie. And P.J. Boutte can't get that down, but Davron Williams with a rebound.
That's the danger of the zone. Again, you got Brandon Conley in the center there for Oral Roberts, just at 6'6". Again, Donnell Henderson, their starting center, on the bench with 2 fouls.
That was the first three-point attempt, Brad, by IUPUI. Boutte couldn't get it down. Elijah Ray has it roll out, but he's going to go to the free throw line.
If you're going to stay in this zone, if you're Oral Roberts, you better go pursue the basketball off the rim. You can see IUPUI kind of got the Golden Eagles spread out defensively and then crashing the O glass.
Donnell Henderson with those 2 fouls is going to come back in.
I think Scott Sutton looking for something to kind of spark his team here.
Ray has hit all 4 at the free throw line. Aaron Young going to go the other way. Young was trying to slide by, but Davron Williams takes the charge.
This is a bang-bang play. Boy, tough to tell there. It didn't look to me like Williams was completely set. Again, when Aaron Young starts his upward motion, the defender cannot be moving laterally anymore.
Yeah, that was kind of one of the tweaks. Was it's supposed to be when you start the upward motion, not when the contact is made.
Exactly. And the design was to make that call easier for officials. Not sure if that ever actually worked. I mean, it's the toughest call to make in basketball.
Here's Najee, who does not take a lot of three-point shots. Barksdale's going to get one from the corner. Didn't hit anything. Davron Williams back up again. Shot clock still didn't reset. Another block. Ray and Williams fighting for it, and Magino comes away with it.
Oh, Roberts dodged a huge bullet there. Giving IUPUI multiple cracks at the basket.
Conley runs into Davron Williams.
Jags, good energy on this defensive end. You can see they're double teaming the post, doing a nice job. They'll scramble and back out of it to get matched up.
Ripped off by Archie. The extended step to the hoop, and it's going to go the other way. Down underneath is Aaron Young, and they're going to get a foul on the Jaguars here. But Kufu Najee with 8 to lead the Jags to a 2-point lead.
The Summit League Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, your Heartland Chevy team dealers, and the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Coming up on the Sioux Mortgage Direct LLC halftime show, we'll talk about the first half, obviously. We'll interview Craig Smith, the USD head coach. They're on their way to play South Dakota State in the semis tomorrow night, and we'll have our Star Watch. Right now, back and forth, a lot of lead changes, lots of ties. Oral Roberts' three-point shooting, keeping a minute.
Yeah, right now that's been the one difference. 3 of 8 from deep for the Golden Eagles. Nobody's had a bigger lead than 4, though. It feels like it's going to be like it was in the first meeting, an overtime contest back in early January.
Final 3 minutes of the first half with Tom and Brad.
Thank you, gentlemen. That last IUPUI foul was on Marcellus Barksdale, his second. He goes out. DJ McCall back in for the Jags. Here's a Megano. He's got those 3 free throws. Sets up Brandon Conley, though. Ties it at 23. And as Alex was talking about, Oral Roberts won twice in this series during the regular season. They went to overtime in Tulsa the first time around. And then Oral Roberts won by 10 in Indianapolis.
Game in Indianapolis, Oral Roberts really played well offensively. They shot 54%. They got to the foul line 28 times. The Jags doing a much better job defensively in this game here tonight. I think a big reason is because they've gotten the ball out of Omegano's hands.
Najee's 3 won't go down, and ripped out of there by Donnell Henderson. And Megano at the open court for about a half a second.
I'm surprised at how little Oral Roberts has done to try to free Omegano up. You don't see him coming off of a lot of screens, and they turn it over again.
Ripped off by Najee, and the step through. He avoided the official at half court and took it all the way in. 10 for Najee. He's hit 5 out of 7 shots.
Well, we've seen it in this tournament so many times. Seniors that really step up big, and they're looking, again, is this maybe their last game of their career? And would be the case for Najee. And well, he's played with a ton of energy and really sparked his team offensively.
Megano stepping out for 3. Najee was right in his face, but first field goal for Obi Megano is a 3, and the Eagles have hit 4 of those now.
That was some good screening action that time. They got Omegano freed up, the down screen.
Jason Gardner taking a timeout. Road to Sioux Falls, brought to you by the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau. Tulsa, Oklahoma, 600-mile trip to Sioux Falls. And the Oral Roberts come in as the 3 seed this year. They went 10-6 in the regular season, 17 wins overall. And Megano led them during the year with 18 points a game. Donnell Henderson, one of their other seniors, has been a big help inside, leading them in rebounds. And there's that game you talked about against North Dakota State. Oral Roberts and Big Albert Owens against the 3 teams that are in the semis right now already, USD, North Dakota State, and South Dakota State. IUPUI went 1-5 against those 3 teams. Oral Roberts went 2-4. Oral Roberts beat NDSU and beat South Dakota. And IUPUI beat the Coyotes in one of those matchups. The winner of this game gets North Dakota State in the semifinals. Great setup by Boutte, but Brennan couldn't get it down. Still going after it. Timeout's being called, but a jump ball is going to go over to Oral Roberts.
I think Brennan was surprised at how wide open he was when he caught that thing under the hoop. IUPUI just shooting 33% in this game. They're 9 of 27. Flip the other way. Oral Roberts 47%, 9 of 19.
Before the jump ball was called this time, a timeout called by Scott Sutton. Road to Sioux Falls for IUPUI, 735-mile trip here to South Dakota. The Jags with scoring from almost everybody at different times during this series. At Standback that time, Dave Ron Williams has been pretty steady, 8.6 rebounds a game, and Kufu Najee Jags Had a win over Denver. They beat Omaha this year in the season. Beat South Dakota. Beat Western Illinois in the second to last game of the regular season.
It's their wins over Denver that got them this number 6 seed. Them and Denver tied in the standings, Tom, but IUPUI swept the Pioneers, won at Denver, beat them in Indianapolis as well. By virtue of that, they moved up a spot.
Megano coming off a Conley screen and about as clean a look as Obia Megano, and he's frustrated with himself that he did knock that one down. DJ McCall going right at the big man, and Albert Owens turns it the other way. Bobby Word coming in, and a blocking foul going to go on Mason Archie, who was there but had to move a little bit right at the end.
That was a huge mistake by IUPUI.
Yeah, maybe you didn't.
Yeah, that did look like it should have maybe been a charge. But IUPUI should have never shot the basketball when they did on their end of the floor, now giving Oral Roberts that extra possession. Now let's see if Word can make them pay here from the foul stripe.
Jason Gardner thought Bobby Word stepped over the free throw line that time.
Well, these coaches are going to try to squeeze anything they can out of this one because that's what's going to decide it.
So Word gets 1 point after the mistake you pointed out by IUPUI. Najee with 10 in this first half for the Jaguars and 27-25 at the break. Let's go to Brian Shawn down on the floor.
All right, thanks a lot. Here with Scott Sutton. Coach, first half, both teams pretty good defensive energy. How do you get more of a rhythm on the offensive end?
Well, don't turn the ball over. We've had way too many turnovers, and we gave up way too many offensive rebounds. They do a good job, and Williams has killed us on the glass. So, and they've hit some tough shots. But offensively, we got to do a much better job taking care of the ball, trying to get Obi free a little bit more, and getting the ball inside. And when we get inside, we got to handle their traps.
All right, thanks for the time, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, guys, Oral Roberts hanging on to a slim 2-point lead here at the half. We'll see if they can close things out to take on North Dakota State in the semis coming up.
Welcome to the CU Mortgage Direct LLC halftime show on Midco Sports Network.
Quarterfinal game tonight. The winner gets North Dakota State in the semis tomorrow night, on Oral Roberts right now with a 2-point lead, I should say, over IUPUI. Victorious in our first game tonight, the Coyotes of South Dakota winning for the first time ever in the Summit League tournament. And Craig Smith, the coach of USD, joins us right now. That start was obviously unbelievable, and you talked about it after the game. Your best half of basketball all year. Even with a 21-point lead, though, you knew what these guys were capable of. And so when they all come out and start raining threes, couldn't have been a big shock to you on the bench.
No, I mean, they're a great team, and they're one of the few teams in our league that can score it at every level. They can throw it inside. They got good, very good mid-range guys, and then they can get it going from the three. And that was the difference in their surge from their slow start. They really started shooting the ball a lot better the last 10 games of the regular season.
The headline, of course, will be Brandon Boston, his career-high 29, but talk about the contribution of James Hunter, and not just the offensive numbers, a career high for him offensively, but the defensive effort against Steve Forbes, who had shot 83% against you guys during the year and limited to 14 points. That's a major accomplishment.
Yeah, you know, James is fantastic, and we had challenged all of our, we have the three-headed monster, we call it, like the Chicago Bulls used to have, with Hunter and Sparks and Eric Robertson, but Hunter was incredible, really sparked us offensively, him and Boss obviously, but I thought he did a heck of a job. I said in the halftime interview, Forbes missed 6 shots in the first half, which is 2 more than he missed in 2 entire games. Tip our hat to James.
He did a great job. When he picked up his 3rd foul, you took him out, but you didn't keep him out for very long.
No, you know, James, early in the year, got in foul trouble often, so he kind of knows how to play with it. But, you know, Eric Robertson is a warrior and a competitor, but at the end of the day, he weighs 200 pounds. And so just the sheer size of Hunter, I thought really bothered Forbes.
Trey Norris's 8 assists will go unnoticed by a lot of people, but it was a huge contribution in distributing the basketball when you needed it.
Big key to the game. What did we have, 3 turnovers the whole game?
Yeah, it was low.
And when you turn it over that few at times, you know, you're going to have a chance to win against anybody in the country. And Norris had a fantastic floor game. I thought when he came in the first half, that's when we really took off. And we were playing our 4-guard lineup with Norris, Boss, Casper Bauer, and Larson.
I mentioned when there was 3:25 left that last 3:25 was going to seem like an hour and a half to the folks on the USD bench, and then you go out and you miss 5 free throws in the last 2 minutes. It had to extend that time even a little bit longer.
Yeah, you know, and it's interesting because that has not been an issue for us this year. One game really early in the year, our 3rd game of the season, but we're a top 40 team in the country in free throw percentage, and we've been shooting them well all night. But that's how it goes sometimes in March. And then they answered the bell. You know, they're 1 for 7 from the 3-point line in the first half. And then the second half, I mean, Landis just catches fire. We fall asleep on a couple of assignments. And next thing you know, it's a ball game. But our guys persevered, hung in there, and we were able to find a way to win.
So now matchup number 3 with the Jackrabbits tomorrow night. I don't know if I have enough time to describe the first meeting of the year. I'll just give you the Reader's Digest version. 20-0 for these guys, 28-2 for the guys in blue, and then after that it was kind of a breakout for South Dakota State. You got them in your building very, very at the end of the year, and physicality was much better in that second game against them.
It was. They really punked us, to be honest, at their place. We got off to that big start, like you said, and then they made a big-time run of their own, and I felt like we kind of wilted. You know, I thought that the spirit and atmosphere at Frost was big time, and then we just kind of lost ourselves. We started playing selfish, we started playing tentative, and then they just beasted us inside. And we watched a lot of video of that at our, getting ready for preparation for the last game of the regular season, and I thought we responded in a great way. They are, this is not coaches speak, they are really, really good. They're very, very talented. They've won 14 of their last 16. They have 3 guys on the all-league team and another guy that's honorable mention. But what a great venue to play in. What a great thing for the state of South Dakota in this matchup tomorrow.
3-point shooting was obviously one of the keys in that second game. You hit 10 of them, and obviously that's got to be not the main point offensively, but certainly a point of emphasis in this rematch tomorrow night.
You know what? When you're a good passing team, usually that leads into good shooting teams. And the last month or so, we've really improved our passing and decision making. We're really sharing the ball well. And it's not a coincidence that since we've done a better job with that, our shooting percentages have really risen. And so that will be a big key, obviously. It makes the game a lot easier when you can start knocking down threes consistently.
It's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow night.
It's going to be a great environment, great game, and that's what March Madness is all about.
Enjoy it, Craig. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jeff.
The Jacks and the Coyotes tomorrow night. We'll have that game for you on Midcoast Sportsnet. Back with the second half of this game. Oral Roberts, IUPUI. We'll talk more about that when the Sioux Mortgage Direct LLC halftime show continues. For the Denny Sanford Premier Center in Sioux Falls, and you're watching on Midcoast Sports Network.
Back to the CU Mortgage Direct LLC halftime show. Back to the CU Mortgage Direct LLC halftime show on Midcoast Sports Network.
Oral Roberts with a 2-point lead, trying to advance to the semifinals tomorrow night. They get the winner of, if they are the winner, then they get North Dakota State, the number 2 seed, in our second semifinal tomorrow night. Jeff Harkness back with Alex Heinert upstairs at the Denny Sanford Premier Center. Oral Roberts turned it over 8 times. Scott Sutton was not happy about that, but they did outshoot him at the 3-point line, and that's why they had the 2-point advantage.
Yeah, that's been the difference. 4 of 9 from deep for ORU, 0 of 3 for IUPUI. Talk about a back and forth first half. We had 7 lead changes, 5 ties, a lot of different guys getting involved. Davon Williams, the big 6'7" senior, making it happen down low. Just 4 points for him, but 8 boards. On the other end, Aaron Young doing a nice job getting to the foul line with a little and one, the old-fashioned way. Aaron Brennan. Talk about, by the way, this is a play-by-play guy's nightmare of these 2 teams because so many guys are involved. 7 guys scored for IUPUI, about as many did for ORU, just a constant stream of people. Kufu Naji, the only guy for either team in double figures with 10. He was a nice spark to propel them to a little lead there halfway through, but again, Aaron Young stepping up big, a couple of big buckets down the end for ORU. They take a 2-point lead into the half. 43% for the Golden Eagles, just 32% from the floor for IUPUI. Both teams have hit 9 field goals, free throws, still nothing, or I should say 3-point shooting, still nothing from behind the arc for IUPUI, but they have hit 7 of 8 from the free throw line. And let's go now to the shot charge sponsored by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. First, Obi Obenego. And he's really not quite got it going yet, as you see, just 1 of 4, 6 points. He's done the work from the free throw line where he's 3 of 4 tonight. This is a guy that can heat up in a hurry, and IUPUI's done a great job of limiting his touches, and when he's had it, he's been so far away from the basket, tough to get anything going.
From Oregano, we go to Barksdale, and Barksdale, we're in the collar right now.
Yeah, it's been rough for Marcellus, and this is kind of how this IUPUI team works. Now, their main man, quote-unquote, Barksdale, only 1 point, 0 of 5 shooting, and yet they only trail by 2 because the other guys on the team, Najee, etc., are picking him up right now. And this is a guy that can score the basketball, again, right around 10 a game, just a little below because, again, nobody can score in double figures for this team. But just because he's struggling does not mean the team has, and that's the beauty of this Jason Gardner system right now.
So 8 turnovers for Oral Roberts. What do they have to do better to take care of the basketball?
I think just try and avoid this pressure, not make so many mental mistakes. A couple times there, they just kind of threw it away or just got themselves in trouble. Just smarter play with the basketball. They'll be okay in the second half.
Coach Gardner is downstairs standing by with Brian.
All right, thanks so much, guys. Coach, pretty good defensive battle. I think both teams really bruising it up inside. This is the kind of pace you like, and you're giving yourself a good opportunity here in the second half.
Well, I think it's a grind-you-out game. Both teams are battling. Both teams are playing great defense, like you said. And now, you know, it's got to be the same way the second half. You know, to win games in the tournament, it boils down to the defensive side of it.
Pretty good looks right at the rim, too. You got to figure eventually those are going to fall for you, right?
Yeah, we missed some easy bunnies that, you know, we normally make. But the good thing is we're moving the ball. We are getting the looks that we want. We just got to be stronger and just finish them.
Thanks for the time, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back up to you. It should be a good second half, a very physical second half of basketball.
Thanks a lot, Brian. Yeah, if you're Coach Gardner, you shoot 32%, you don't make a 3, you're down by 2. You got to like your chances.
Yeah, you got to think so. Just down by 2 in this ball game. They know how to take this team the distance. They've played, even though they've lost both times they played ORU today, or this season, they've kept it close the whole way out. You got to think that percentage is going to come up in the second half.
North Dakota State awaits the winner of the second half, coming up with Tom and Brad from the Denny Sanford Premier Center. It's the Summit League Tournament on Midcoast Sports Network.
right, the Jaguars trying to get by Oral Roberts for the first time this season. Golden Eagles beat them twice during the regular Summit League season, one of them in overtime, and it's a 2-point game here at the half. Winner of this one moves on to take on North Dakota State in the semis tomorrow night. South Dakota State and South Dakota will play the first game in the men's session tomorrow night. David Brower with the Summer League says the upper deck here at the Premier Center will be open for Monday night's semifinal session on the men's side. Ticket office will be open all day tomorrow. You can get tickets on Ticketmaster. But a big crowd expected tomorrow night for the men's semifinals. Women's semifinals tomorrow afternoon. And here we go with the Jaguars and Oral Roberts. Winner of this one gets North Dakota State. Barksdale and Najee, Mason Archie, Davron Williams inside, and Josh James back out there for IUPUI. Archie's shot rolls out, and Bobby Word down with the rebound. And here's Aaron Young for Oral Roberts.
I mean, consider kind of the star players of